To create a proportional cube in parallel perspective, we can mix 1-point and 2-point construction methods. So we will start with our horizon line, our right and left vanishing point, the midpoint, and the coefficient. So step 1. From the midpoint, there I will draw a line down. Again, don't get too close to the coefficient. Then I can draw a horizontal line. Let's measure this one. Let's say this one should be 2.5 inches. Now, this line I want to position perfectly centered under the midpoint. This is actually the lower front edge of our 1-point perspective cube. Then I can, from this point to there and from this point to there, draw 2 lines. These represent the left and the right bottom edges. But I don't really know where is actually the back edge. So how do I estimate, for example, a proportional square in 1-point perspective? Well, this is actually now where a little bit borrowing from 2-point perspective can come in quite handy. So from this midpoint of the front edge, I will draw a line to the vanishing point, there. And where these 2 lines here meet, I will draw a line to there. You might ask yourself, why? If I continue those and do it this way, you will see there's actually our proportional square in 2-point perspective. So, and right at this point here, there we can draw a vertical line. Sorry, horizontal line. Let's move this one down. Let's adjust the correct width. And technically speaking, this one we can remove and this one we can remove. We only need these 2 lines. Perfect. Now you see, there now we have our square proportional in 1-point perspective. Because this is 1-point perspective and we measured this line, we can actually copy and paste this one and rotate it 90 degrees and position it right there. Copy and paste, move it over, copy and paste, move this one up. And because this is a parallel perspective, the front face is parallel to our face. So all these lines can be measured. Then all we have to do left is connect the lines there to there, from this point to there, from this point to there, and then we have to connect these 2. And there now we have our proportional cube measured in 1-point perspective. The problem with a 1-point perspective and centering the cube right under the midpoint is the left and the right side of the cube are exactly the same. That might be okay if we want to show the interior of a room, but for a 1-point perspective product representation, it's not necessarily that attractive. So what we can do, we can utilize a little bit of a shift to the vertical line. So I draw this one a little bit like this and not straight vertical. And then pretty much it is the same as before. So we can measure, for example, this line there, and then from this point to there a line, from this point to there a line, from there to there, where they intersect to there, and then from this intersection and over, there's now my back, and copy and paste, rotate or on pen paper we can use a ruler, finger, or other measurement devices to estimate similar edge lengths. And there, and there, last line there, and one there, and voila. Perfect. So now what you can see is that the left and the right edges, or sorry, faces are not exactly the same. So this will actually look a tiny bit more, I would say, dynamic. One point perspective in general is not very visually dramatic, so it lacks actually a little bit of interest, but in certain cases that can actually still be quite useful, because it makes the object very easy to read also. And there you have it, a 1-point perspective cube with a little bit of a parallel shift to the left side.